The Niger Junta is saying time is up. They've given notice to the French ambassador, the German ambassador, and the US ambassador to leave their countries with immediate effect, as they don't want anything to do with them anymore. If you're part of the oppression and you're a perpetrator and you've been supporting the oppressor that was in power, we don't want anything to do with you, and we don't want you to be a part of the new Niger that we're trying to build. Hello there, how are you doing? Welcome to another episode of our conversations. My name is Ondiro Oganga. I'm a business journalist by profession and a digital content creator. I love coming on here talking to you about Black people, our empowerment, how we can rise up and take our rightful place at the global stage. Now, you can follow me on social media at Ondiro Oganga on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or you can follow me on YouTube at Ondiro Oganga, where I document journeys of the diaspora community relocating back to Africa in the most authentic and original ways. Now let's get into it. Military coups are nothing new in West Africa and even the African continent. There have been several coups across the continent, and one message is very consistent with all these coups. We want France out, particularly the ECOWAS region. Niger, Burkina Faso, Mali, Gabon, all of them don't want anything to do with France. And this is nothing new. I've covered this for a long time on the channel. France is the oppressor that never left the continent. When all the other colonialists packed and left, and they do neocolonialism in a very subtle way, France doesn't do any of that. It will take your money, it will control your military, it will control your resources. France literally has its boots on the necks of this West African country. And so in July, there was a coup in Niger that ousted the President Mohamed Bazoum from office, and the presidential elite guard took office. And during the protest in support of the military, the civilians were seen celebrating and saying they want France out of their country. It wasn't the military that said, it was the civilians that were saying they want France out of the country. They even went to the French embassy and were rioting out of there. And, you know, France came out very clearly to say that if you interfere with our interests and our people in Niger, then we're going to, you know, militarily intervene. France was backing ECOWAS to militarily intervene in Niger. France requested Algeria to carry out their military operations through the airspace of Algeria, and Algeria said no. Now France has not come out to refute it, and that's how you know it actually is true. And all these things combined, notwithstanding the fact that France has a military presence in Niger. Why? I don't know. France is the biggest beneficiary of Niger's uranium, yet the people of Niger continue to languish in poverty. So why are we selling to you our uranium if we're not benefiting from it? And the military is saying, we want you out. We don't want you in our country, including your ambassador. We want your ambassador out. They want the French ambassador out, they want the American ambassador out, and they want the German ambassador out. Now, this is not in any way to support military rules, because they're very autocratic, they're forceful, and most of the time they do not lean towards democracy. But that's from an outside perspective looking in. If the people of Niger are supporting the coup, who are we from the outside to say no? All we can wish them is wish them well. And when they are ready for a democratic government, then we can lend our voices to that cause. But what is very interesting is the self-entitlement of France. The president of France, Emmanuel Macron, came out to say the ambassador of France will not go anywhere, and France does not take orders from illegal governments. Instead, they still recognize the legitimacy of former President Mohamed Bazoum. That should tell you a lot. That should tell you that France is an ally, not to Niger and the people of Niger, but to Mohamed Bazoum. Why? Because the person in power was an enabler, was a friend, was a facilitator of French neocolonialism and oppression of Africa and the people of Niger. He was perpetuating the continuity of that abusive financial, diplomatic and political relationship that Niger had with France. And now that new leadership has come in office and is trying to cut that cord, France is saying, we're not going to recognize you. We wait to see who will change their stance first. But from the look of things, France is saying that they're not going to leave Niger, a country that is not theirs. But the military junta insists that you will leave. Let me know what you think about the military ordering the ambassadors, the Western ambassadors, to leave the country. Like this video, share it, comment down below what you think. Comment down below what you think or how you think the situation in Niger will develop. Do you think the military is able to restore order and pass over power in a constitutional and democratic way? Do you have a little bit of hope for these countries to break free from neo-colonialism? My name is Ondiro Oganga. I'll see you again next time. Connect with me on social media at Ondiro Oganga, or come over to my YouTube channel where we talk about diaspora relocating back to the African continent, where the air is fresh, the food is from the ground with little to no pesticides, and everybody looks like you, so nobody is going to judge you based off of the color of your skin. I'll see you again next time.